Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Honor to him, the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. My utmost respect to the perfectly enlightened Samma Sambuddha, the noble doctrine of the Buddha, and the noble Mahasangha, the disciples of the Buddha. Hello everyone, welcome to Monk Chat and welcome to Buddhist Insight Empty Cloud Monastery. Every Friday, 7:30 p.m. EST, we have the monk chat to help you if you have any questions. So we welcome John Bass, Karen B, Kumu, and I can read the Thai or probably Cambodian, and Eric Chu, Yankee Apple, Amir Malik, and Sang, and some more people. And all of you are welcome. So let's get started with some questions. Also, we have live audience here. If you have any question.
Is there a question?
Okay, I think they need to probably take some time.
If there's not a question, Venerable, I would ask a question. If there's no question, can you talk about the importance of chanting and puja in our practice and how it can help our practice? Yes.
I got it. Like, how important is the chanting? So in Buddhism, we have chanting, many different types of chanting, and even in other religions, they also have chanting. Christianity, Hinduism, many other religions, they all have chanting. Buddhist chantings are also really, really important. Some people used to say, oh, chanting is not so important, it is useless and doesn't make any sense. Not really. Chanting is also very, very helpful, especially when you are physically weak, you are mentally weak. Chanting gives you so much soothing and calming effect. Chantings are included with all the powerful blessings. And during the Buddha's time also, we have had many chanting. For example, in Vaishali, we call in Pali Vesali. That city, or Visala, it was also affected with pandemic. Many people were suffering, lots of suffering. The only thing that we have heard of was something similar to pandemic in the last recent years, and that was actually Visala city. And so we only had heard about that, and that kind of thing really happened in the recent past in India. We remember that. And so the Buddha trained the monks to chant some suttas, Ratana Sutta. So Ratana Sutta is, even today we chant when there is some fear among people, or when someone is sick, we chant. And we also have some chantings like Karaniya Metta Sutta. Is a really, really good sutta again. It is the sutta of loving kindness, discourse on loving kindness. So we chant Karaniya Metta Sutta It's again a very powerful sutta. When the monks were going to the forest to meditate, they were at the beginning they were welcomed by the tree gods, forest dwelling gods, and eventually they were also a little bit unhappy, restless, because these monks were not showing any sign of leaving. So those tree guards, they had to descend from their trees to pay respect to them. And later it is said like they were not happy and they tried to scare them away, and the monks could not make concentrate. They could not meditate properly. Went back to the Buddha. The Buddha asked, "Why did you come back? And you were supposed to meditate there." And they say, "We couldn't meditate. We couldn't focus. We heard a lot of scary sounds. We saw some scary scenes, sights, and so we couldn't focus." Buddha said, "When there is a problem, you don't run away from the problem. You analyze it, you learn it, you encounter it, face it, and go back to the same place," the Buddha said. And this time with a more powerful loving kindness chanting. Send them loving kindness when you enter a territory that you have not been familiar with. Send loving kindness to all of them. That will make you feel comfortable, and they will also feel welcoming, and they will actually welcome you. So the monks went chanting the Karaniyamitta Sutta. So they send loving kindness. When you send loving kindness to someone, when you become a friend, I don't think there is hardly anyone who could turn hostile to you. So they were very happy. And we have some suttas like um, other suttas, Bojjhanga suttas, for example. The monks who were sick on different occasions. Venerable Mahakassapa was sick one time. Venerable Mahamoggallana was sick one time. And the Buddha reached there, taught the Bojjhanga, seven Bojjhanga Dhamma, seven factors of enlightenment, recited. And they were okay, they were feeling better. Same thing happened to Buddha himself. When he was sick, Venerable Mahachunda came and Buddha asked him to recite seven factors of enlightenment, and they were so happy. The monk Mahachunda, he actually recited them. The Buddha also recovered from his pain. Venerable Girimananda, when he was sick, again the Buddha taught 10 perceptions, Dasa Sanya, to Venerable Ananda, personal attendant of the Buddha. He went there and preached them, and Venerable Girimananda recovered from his pain. And then there are many occasions, like when we have chanting on different occasions. When someone is sick, like when someone is happy, even like you want to open a business or you want to have the blessing of the monks when you have a new house. It's like housewarming ceremony, blessing by the monks. So they chant Mangala Sutta, Karaniyamitta Sutta, Ratana Sutta, and yeah, some other chantings to bless. Um, like a pregnant mother, if there is a pregnant mother, a mother aspiring to be a mother, a lady who is aspiring to be a mother, we chant Angulimala Sutta. Very, very important sutta again. So all these suttas are really beautiful chantings, and so we chant. Sometimes we chant all night chanting, 7 days chanting. We also had, I remember, 365-day chanting, continuous day night. And so these chantings are, I think, very, very helpful. And you can also try like some of the chantings, like we chant in the morning Kachana Gutta Sutta here, and then immediately you meditate. Kachana Gutta Sutta is all about Paticca Samuppada, dependent origination. You read it with the meaning, you meditate, you feel much better. You really feel you can concentrate, you can contemplate on those powerful teachings. And some of the teaching, like the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, again, it's a very important sutta. Four Noble Truths are there.
Mhm.
You chant it and meditate. You will feel also really, really, really good. You can concentrate better because when you chant, not only it is a blessing to you and to everyone, but also during that chanting time, you don't get any unwholesome thoughts. That is, I think, the most important. You think of the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, and then you don't get any unwholesome thoughts. So the more you chant, the more pure you become. Your practice can be powerful. Okay, so chantings has very powerful effects. Chantings can, I think, I know in Theravada Buddhism we have Pali chanting, and I remember we also have like English chanting. There was one of my friends in our university. Um, he used to chant Karaniya Metta Sutta in English. I really like it. Yeah. So there are um, other people chanting in different languages. It's okay. Sanskrit, Chinese, Vietnamese, Cambodian, Lao, different languages can also be there. Um, but some of the chantings, like Pali chanting, it's really, really good. Every year, there is an organization. Um, so they gather in India. They chant the Tipitaka, Pali Tipitaka. For 10 days, I have been part of it several times. If you also see right now, I think these days, hopefully they are still there. The Buddha Dhamma Foundation, very good people. They actually organize that 10 days under the Bodhi tree. All different kinds of Theravada Buddhist monks, they gather, they chant. Sri Lankan chanting, Thai style chanting,
Mm.
beautiful. Myanmar chanting, Cambodian, all those monks, they chant in their own camps. It's so beautiful. You can see like morning till evening under the Bodhi tree. We are the Buddha enlightened. That is so nice. I also attended actually the first ever Pali Tipitaka chanting in Berkeley, in um, what do you call Dharma House. That's really, really Dharma College in Berkeley. Um, Chanting is helpful and very, very good. Let's see what do we have here. Some questions. Okay, we have also other friends who joined: Ian, Madalena, Nero, Lakaraju, and Jake Kala, Richard, Amir Malik, Kumu, Ronatang, Geetanjali, Kumu. Okay, Miguel, welcome all of you to our monk chat. Let's get your question now. J. Kala, I think. Bante, when do Aya and Bante come back from Italy? Do they have long-term plans for Italy? Oh, I think they just finished the Tudong practice. I noticed that they just finished Tudong practice, and they also said goodbye to Sicily or something. They will be here in the first or
The
second
12th.
week of 12th of
Yeah, I
December.
think they're supposed to get back the 12th.
Yeah, they'll be back soon. Right.
And
Okay.
you'll be here for a while.
Yes, I'll be here till they come.
And Bass when they come.
Yes. Amir Malik. Hello, Amir. What do we do with our minds when not doing formal meditation? Be mindful. Be mindful. And there is no end to meditation actually. When you are mindful, it is already a meditation. You you focus on your own bodily and mental activities. We call kaya gata sati, that is contemplation, immersed in the body. When you walk, when you talk, when you sit, when you eat, when you shower, even when you urinate or defecate, you need to focus. You need to observe. You need to be mindful. You need to be at the present moment. That really helps you focus better and also go to samadhi or concentration faster than ever. And so just be mindful all the time about whatever you do. When you walk, when you talk, when you are even in silence, you are mindful with what you do. This is Kayagata Sati. And then you can also, when you try to eat, when you take meals, you can also contemplate on your food and how the food settles in your body, how you eat, how you savor, how the food goes down slowly. When you drink tea, also you can meditate, you can focus, no rush. We eat to survive, we need to live, we need food to survive. So it is better just to be so mindful when you eat also. Okay? And formal meditation can be a very important time for you to actually strengthen your theory, and other times you can practice apply that theory. Let's say at a meditation center you practice, and then when you go out probably you won't be able to practice. So recently there was someone here, he was practicing with us. Now he is back in home with his family, so hopefully he can do the same thing like he does here. And I think he also should not do the same thing like here because that will not really work better for the family. Let's say like you don't talk to anyone and you don't do anything, and then it doesn't make sense. So you are here in a retreat center, practicing completely absorbed into your practice. Go home and just be normal. Just be normal, but be mindful. That way you can be more kinder, nicer, more patient, more mindful about what you talk, what you do. Then they will also feel that good energy. Your family members will feel the good energy. Oh, my father, my mother, my sister, brother, now they are doing better after coming from retreat center, and they will also be encouraged to come to attend some retreats. This is what we should do. Sometimes I notice some people just mix up. When they go home also they do the same. They don't want to talk to anyone. They are just confined to their own rooms. I've heard some complaints about some people like that. I think when you're home you have to be with your family. You have to work more effectively, efficiently. You have to talk to people and be mindful about that. And when you're home, when you work, you just apply the theory in real day-to-day life. That is the key. Okay, Kumu asks, hello Kumu. Dear Bante, I have heard that even if we are keeping the 5 precepts, it's important to say them every day, even twice a day, to get the maximum effect. Your thoughts? Yes, in Buddhism, we have this repetition all the time. One way of repeating things is because the monks were learning the Pali Suttas by heart. They were called Bhanakas. So we see repeating everywhere. So when you repeat, you remember it easily, and you repeatedly remember the teachings as well. And 5 precepts are the inseparable practices that all Buddhists should do. Lay people, if you want to be a Buddhist, you need to follow 5 precepts. Not to kill anyone, any sentient being and not to hurt anyone. So also it reminds you constantly. So when you read it in the morning, I undertake the precept to observe. I undertake the precept to observe or abstain from killing living beings. You say that in the morning, and then you try to remember that. Sometimes you forget. You might kill any bug, you might even hurt someone, or it can happen. So maybe twice a day also you can do it. Um, no harm doing it if you can. But you have to be really resolute, determined that for a certain period of time, I'm not going to break this seal somehow. I'm not going to kill, I'm not going to hurt anyone, even a bug. That's a really powerful practice. And then I'm not going to steal anything. Nothing I will steal for this period of time. And so you actually respect others' life, you respect others' property, and when you say I refrain from engaging in sexual misconduct, so you also respect others' family life. Your family will also be respected that way. You will be respected person that way. And be truthful, honest, sincere. That also is so difficult, so challenging. But it is possible if you constantly remind yourself, constantly repeat this yourself. That will be very helpful. I'm not going to tell lies. I'm not going to tell lies. You just keep saying, and then you can really do it, right? You can really break that seal, because if you keep saying to yourself, you will feel guilty conscious if you do it. So yeah, even though it is challenging sometimes for some people, you can do it. And there are some cases like you really have to tell a lie. So what you have to do is you practice noble silence. I don't want to break the seal, so I keep quiet, mindful quiet. That is also very important sometimes. And then drinks and drugs that cause intoxication and heedlessness. Again, it's very important to be mindful about this, especially our young generation. They have to be really careful about this, not to engage in any of these intoxicating things that you don't even know what will happen to you. Your life will take complete U-turn. You might end up in such miserable um, place if you are in the hands of wrong friends, wrong associations, and wrong habits. Those are very, very important. That is why I think five precepts are so important to all of us. Okay. Kumu asks another question. How do you explain the effects of chanting with one's karma? Assume that the person receiving the chanting has to be able to get the benefit with a wholesome mindset. Well, when somebody is sick, um, you probably can do much. Maybe he cannot be moved. He can. Maybe he's bedridden. So only thing that person can do is listening. So by listening to some chantings, with also the power of the chanting, power of the compassion, loving kindness of the person who chants, that can radiate a powerful energy to that person. We can transmit a powerful energy to that person with the powerful words of the Buddha. So that is why sometimes when you listen to the chanting, you feel so good. If you are sick, sometimes we do that. I remember, like, sometimes we monks go as a team of monks chanting for an ailing monk, and the monk feels so good. He's so happy to hear the other monks chanting for him. And when someone is sick, when someone else is coming to chant for you, bless you, that person's mindset will be different. He or she feels much nicer, much calmer, much peaceful in their mind. That is why chanting is important, especially when someone is sick. Um, there are many occasions that you can actually do chanting for. When someone getting married, also you can do the chanting, so they feel much more blessed. Yeah, so do the chanting all the time whenever you can. Jay Kalas, do you have any advice for memorizing verses and collections of suttas with similar topics? How often do you think one should memorize a new sutta while learning? I'd like to memorize the Sutta Nipata. Wow, very good. Sutta Nipata is a really good one. Well, I remember like we started learning suttas by heart when I was very little. That time my memory was very sharp as a very young monk, novice monk. It was much easier for me. I remember I learned the entire Dhammapada less than a month. One day I completed one whole chapter, all learned by heart. Every day I went to my preceptor. I used to recite that by heart. And all the other suttas like Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, Atanatiya Sutta, Mahasamaya Sutta, many suttas I learned by heart. So, and we also had the beautiful habit. We had the tradition repeating. So if you learn by heart, and then in the morning you learn it by heart, and then if you make three mistakes, more than three mistakes, you can do that. You have to go back and study again, learn it again. And once you are complete, in the night we were assigned different places at the temple, so we were asked to recite them by heart out loud. We can even look at the book and recite out loud. So repeating out loud, repeating is a really good way to learn things by heart and consolidate your memory. And also like chanting on different occasions, like let's say like every day you recite a sutta. In the evening a different sutta is selected, so you continue to remember. That way you will also remember that our memory has different layers. One is just temporary memory, and then we have a little bit middle, and then we if we can send some of the information that we learn deep into our um, deep memory, that memory will remain with us for a long time. Just for example, some of the people that have we have met when we were little, we don't even remember their names, right? Many people we met in our life, we don't even remember their names. We don't know them now. But some of the people, some of the friends we had, some buddies, we still remember um, their names and everything what we did together, like playing and studying and even fighting. We had done some really good and fun things we remember. So some of the memories will go deep, and that deep memory is important. So continuing practice, repeating can help you learn these suttas by heart. And for some, like I think for elderly people, it is little difficult. Like it should not be the same tactic. Different people have different temperaments, different capacity. So some people can just read it by heart, or just write down. Some people can read out loud. Some people can read it several times. And also you also can remember like short code For example, I remember how I even today, when I chant Mangala Sutta, we
Mm.
have a technique like the the initial paragraphs we remember. Then we have stanzas. So um, the first one is aseva asevanacha balanang. Then second next one is patirupa desavasocha. First one actually bahudeva manusacha. Then asevanacha balanang. Then patirupa desavasa. And then bahu satyancha mata pitu arati virati. So that way we learn the first letter. So I keep the first letter. Um, ba, uh, then and pa and ba and ma, a, da, ga, kha, ta, pu, e. So that way I remember the order of the sutta. Some suttas I do like that. You can also try. Yeah. Sometimes you can, if it is a short sutta, I asked, I think, Matiko, Samle Matiko to remember the Karaniya Metta Sutta, right? Did you learn it by heart?
I'm sure. My
Yeah,
memory's not as good as
yeah,
it used to
yeah.
be.
You can do it. You can maybe halfway done, like little by little, you can do it. So the thing is, when we learn by heart, our mind becomes very, very calm. It is like I always feel like the ocean, the theory of the ocean. You see the waves all the time. The waves are actually cleansing all the dirt are taken out of the ocean when these waves are happening, and then in the middle of the ocean you see very clean, very calm, very peaceful, right? It is like that. Our mind, when it is restless, it is difficult to remember, it is difficult to learn by heart. So you need to really calm down, and if you try to practice things to learn by heart, your brain can be younger. I'm telling you, you better, if you get older, start learning a new language. Start learning a new language. It will go back to your like childhood days. You start learning new concepts, new language, new vocabulary, new theories. You will feel so energetic, and you will also meet some other friends in the class. And I recommend you learn Pali language with me. So it's a completely different language. You will feel happy when you learn a new language. So your brain has to be active actually, and if we don't activate some parts of your brain, that part will be inactive and dormant, and you will actually forget memory. And if you keep practicing like this, you will not have some of the problems like dementia that will be very easily counterattack with um, like trying to learn things in by heart. I have seen some monks who have learned the entire Tipitaka by heart. Entire Tipitaka, 55 volumes. It's like more than my height.
Mhm.
They learn everything by heart. There are monks who can do that, and they continue to do that. And when you do that, your heart, your mind becomes very pure. Just removing all the unnecessary information and also dirty things, just like the way the ocean is cleaned. So you become very calm, peaceful, and that way your life can also be improved. You become healthy, you become peaceful, you become happy, you don't get angry. You see, if you keep trying it, you will also improve some of the qualities like patience, loving kindness. All these things will also be improved if you try to improve, if you try to learn things by heart. Try doing this. Okay. Rahul, hey Bante, do you guys have any plans or events for Thanksgiving at Empty Cloud? Do we
So we're
have?
looking.
Yeah. Not particularly on Thanksgiving, but I think Thanksgiving to us it is every day.
We give thanks every day.
When people bring lunch dana to us, and it is our Thanksgiving day.
Mm.
When people offer us four requisites, it's our Thanksgiving day. But we are thankful and
Mm.
grateful to all the people, all the devotees, and all the people who helped us. Our teachers, our elders, our neighbors, they are also wonderful. And everyone in the world is also very important. So we have to be thankful and grateful to them.
Every day.
Yes, every day. um, I think gratitude is a really, really remarkable thing. The Buddha said one time when Venerable Ananda said, "We this whole sasana, the 50% of this sasana depends on gratitude." Venerable Ananda said. The Buddha said, "Ananda, don't say that. It is not 50%. It is 100%. You have to be grateful and thankful. This is so important. We have to remember those. That is also why we transfer merit to the departed ones. We share the merits with all the teachers, elders, grandparents, great grandparents, everyone. We think of them and send loving kindness. We transfer merit, living and departed both, and all the other sentient beings too. Okay? Sometimes, if you have time, Rahul, you're welcome. You can also practice with us. Right. Then Dhamma learner. Dharma learner. I like your name. Good evening, Bante. Glad to have you hosting Monk Chat. I tried to watch myself on the phone this week after reflecting on your response to my question last week. Being mindful helped me. Okay, you have the question actually. Okay. But I needed to end a couple of calls when I saw myself becoming stressed. I hope to be mindful and catch myself becoming angry before I create a mess for myself. Yeah, okay. Thank you for following up and thank you for trying to learn something. And also, I very really appreciate when you try to learn. First of all, we have to be mindful about our own mistake. I need to accept if I have done something wrong. I have to be humble. I have to be simple. Okay, head down. I accept my mistake. Not headstrong. I didn't do anything. I did this because of that person. If we do that, I think that will not help you. You say, okay, this is my mistake. I did it. I accept it. And when you accept it, you have a golden opportunity to correct that mistake, to rectify that mistake. So please don't worry to accept your mistake if you have done. And all of us are like not perfect until we attain enlightenment. So it is natural we might do some mistake because we lack our mindfulness. When we lack our mindfulness, it can happen to us. We might do some mistake. We might say something hurtful to others. We might do something that might hurt other people. So if you see that, just accept it. Okay, it's okay. I I accept it. Yes, and I would like to rectify that mistake. When Angulimala, he accepted it, his mistake, and he could rectify, and he could get out of the samsara. And if he continue to be so arrogant and strong and so conceited, he would never be able to come out of his problem. He was already blindfolded. He could come out. There are many people because of our ego, because of our ignorance, because of so many other reasons. We try not to accept our mistake. So accepting mistake, being humble is a really, really important part of our practice. Right. Good luck to you, Dharma learner. Richard, dear Bante, how can I offset bad inherited karma from past actions, lives without self mortification, and focus more on putting skillful courses in motion to experience more wholesome effects? I have a short formula, Richard, for you. Um, so, what you need to do is whenever you see something like inherited bad karma or whatever, you just look into yourself. Many things happen to us because we either worry about our past or we are actually we fear about our future. We don't live at the present moment. We have many things today that many other people don't have. So be happy with what you have. Don't worry. Don't worry about whatever happened in the past. And also don't fear about the future because future is yet to come. Past is past and it is gone. You just focus at the right moment, the present moment, and day by day, 1 hour, hour by hour. Focus on that. That will be very helpful to you. One thing I want to say, also we are stressful because of the things happening outside. Maybe you worry about your children, worry about your husband, wife, you worry about your siblings or parents or family members or community members or people outside. You see them, you hear about them, and you feel upset. And this is also something that we need to work on. Whenever you see someone is angry with you, yelling at you, jealous of you, well, something that makes you sad or angry or unhappy, I have a formula for you. Very short one. It's okay. It's okay. You see that someone is yelling at you and you think, oh, that person's action, not mine. So it's okay. It's his problem, not mine. And you look into yourself whether you have reacted to that person's action negatively. You look into yourself and see, oh, I'm okay. I have not reacted negatively. So it's okay. I am okay. Okay. The other one is now be more kind, more nice, more gentle towards that person and send loving kindness because of his ignorance, because of his ego, because of whatever reason he did that, or she did that, or they did that. You send loving kindness to that person. May he be well, happy, healthy. May she be well, happy, healthy. May they be well, happy, healthy. I think if you continue to think that way, your past karma also that you have been inherited will become much lesser. Your heart becomes better. Your brain waves will become better. You have aura stronger. You feel more confident within your own present moment. You have to be confident about your own sila, your own practice. Okay, so that way you can actually get rid of some of the bad karma too. And if you already have some, let's say like chronic illness, it's also you have to think, okay, this is part of our world, part of our samsara, part of life. It's okay. It's okay. You just learn. You just focus. You just see impermanence. You see suffering, and you see now how important it is to be good and to do good during this very short time that we have in our life. I hope this was helpful to you. Rahul, you're right about learning language at Bante. My dad started learning Sanskrit in his retirement. He's been loving it. Okay, you want to learn Pali with us? You're welcome. Okay, yeah, learn any language. I really like learning languages too. Very, very helpful for your brain, some parts of your brain to be active, especially when you retire. You need to have some plans. And if you don't have plans, you might end up miserable. I know some people, like my mom, for example, she was a teacher for over 40 years. And when she retired, she didn't know what to do. She felt so upset and sad and agonized. She didn't hear the children sound at school. Many children, she was surrounded by children, so things can happen. So you have to have some plans. Either you are engaged in some social welfare activities, or you practice, or you can write some books. You can travel, see the world, and feel the good energy, and practice dharma. Always good. Learn a new language, so you are occupied with something. Your brain, your muscles, your body will be younger then. Anthony Tucker Valdez. Hi Bante and all at Empty Cloud. How do I practice Sila Anusati? Sila Anusati means you contemplate on your own Sila. Sila Anusati. So focus on your own Sila. Appreciate when you do something good. Appreciate, oh, I don't kill any sentient being. I'm very confident about my practice. Sila Anusati. Contemplate on that. And I don't steal anything. I don't even want to steal anything. Even in my heart, I don't even do it secretly. That will be so wonderful. And think of all the precepts and appreciate, reward yourself. That way, your confidence will also grow, and you will have a shield for yourself. When you have shield like Sila, even the Mara cannot penetrate. This is a tool that all of us have. It can be stronger along with the practice. So, for more information, Anthony, I recommend you read Visuddhimagga, Path of Purification. Here, Begonia, she's also reading nowadays. Right. Richard has a question. What are the right skills that can help one be certain that defilement is destroyed rather than suppressed? Well, be mindful. You have to also test yourself sometimes whether you get angry. Okay, let's say, like, I'm not going to get angry for 1 week. You try. And I'm not going to, maybe just like something like, okay, I'm not going to eat any solid food after afternoon for 1 week. Just think and do it. And also see if you have some defilements in you. uh, do you have jealousy? Do you have the tendency to speak gossip about others? Do you speak ill of others? Very important.
I agree. But I was going to say, when you're mindful, you can feel the mind suppressing. Like if you have the true mindfulness, as you say, you'd be mindful of that shift in the mind or the pressure in the mind of trying to suppress something
Yes.
rather than the
Yes.
freeness and the expansiveness of being truly mindful and
Hmm.
seeing, does this arise or does it not? How's the mind react?
This
There's
is
force
actually,
in suppression. There's
yeah,
not force in.
this is a good question actually. Destroy the defilement
Mm.
rather than suppressing. Like in jhana,
Awareness.
actually there are 3 ways to completely eradicate the defilement. We can do it right away. Okay, there are many different ways of doing it. One level is you temporarily suppress your defilement. For example, if you chant, if you practice meditation for a short time, or if you practice dana, generosity, and if you practice sila, that way you actually temporarily, at that time, at that particular time, you become more pure. But later it comes up again. And so that is called tadanga, just simple, just temporary time. It You can do that, and when you continue to do that, it becomes a more powerful, more stronger habit. These are all about habit actually.
Mm.
And then when you attain jhana, it is much more powerful again. um, you are really focused on kama chanda, sensual pleasures, and then like kama chanda vyapa, the ill will, and thinamid, the sloth and torpor, and vichikicha, the 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 doubtfulness, and restlessness. These are some of the things that you work on. Then you also, like, these are called five hindrances. They are hindrances because they hinder the nibbana. And when you go to jhana, during that time you become completely pure, very very pure. But when you get out of the jhana, you can still you still can have this thing. But the person who attains the jhana knows the importance of it. He or she has already tasted it. So you continue to be more purer, more encouraged to become, inspired to become more purer. And sometimes when you do it for a longer time, you live like an enlightened being. Your heart is so pure, but still it is very tricky, like you said, suppressing thing. Like we suppress a rubber ball underneath the water. So when you take your food, and the rubber ball will pop up right away, in some cases, if you do it temporarily. And you need to also cleanse our defilements in so many different ways. You also have to try it. um, Contemplate on yourself, do I have anger? And in some cases, when you are, let's say, like, you have some different experience in your life, close your eyes and look into your mind. Read your mind, whether you have anger, whether you have jealousy, whether you have sadness, whether you have lust. See, read your mind, and then you will see, oh, I have it, I still have it. And sometimes some of the defilements can be very creepy. They are very smart. They try to hide. You think, oh, it is gone, but it is hidden. It is underneath, hidden somewhere. You can really find it unless you have a trained gatekeeper, mindfulness. The thing is, when we don't have mindfulness, I always say this, like, you need to have that trained mindfulness. You need to hire that gatekeeper will save you. If you don't have a trained gatekeeper, the defilements will come and defilements will go. But if you don't have a gatekeeper, those defilements will also drop something within. This is called latent tendency. Okay, let's say anger comes to you and you're very angry. Your mind, your heart, your body is burned by the anger that you have for days and weeks, maybe months, and after that it is gone. In the course of time, everything is impermanent, so that will also disappear. Sometimes anger will go right away, sometimes anger will stay there for a while. But if you don't have mindfulness, that anger will drop something here. This will be latent tendency within us. That will be so hard to recognize. That will be so hard. This will be dormant. This will be like sleeping underneath, hiding all the time. And on a given day, after many years, you might see that person, and then suddenly the hidden anger will come up. So that is why we need to make sure we have that mindfulness training all the time, so that we know when there is anger, we read it, we see this, we observe it, we identify it. So we know, oh, somebody is coming, anger comes, okay, and now the anger also knows there is somebody watching, anger comes and anger goes. And if you continue to train your mindfulness, anger will stop. Anger will be stopped by the mindfulness at the very gate. It will not be allowed to come inside, penetrate inside. That can happen. There are some people who don't get angry. If you don't get angry for many, many years, yes, those angry, negative thoughts will not come to you. This will come and this will go. It will be bounced back. Some of those negative thoughts will be bounced back when you have better face shield, better mask, when we have that mindfulness as a trained gatekeeper, you will be saved. So it is very important. Keep practicing, please. Geetanjali Brown, dear Bhante, I had to put down my cat today because she was in so much pain. I waited few weeks putting it off because I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do. Can you please tell me if I did the correct thing? Now you have done this. So if I say you didn't do the right thing, you will also suffer. Anyway, I remember one time Ajahn Brahm was actually talking about this when I met him in Malaysia. Somebody asked this question and he said, sometimes we need to listen to the dog or the cat. They are in real pain, and so you can talk to them. They know your language. You have been with that cat or a dog for a long time, so you can talk to, and he or she might give you a sign, okay, and maybe by eye or something. Yeah, otherwise, um, you also don't have authority to do that. I guess something like sending loving kindness. Sometimes people ask me also to chant for them. So I do send Bojjhanga Parittas chanting in my channel. I give these chantings, send them to be played so that they can listen to those chantings. Maybe they can be peaceful and calm in their last few days. And also, it is difficult for us to decide when they should leave. Their karma also is there. That is part of it, and so difficult to decide what to do. What we should do is to make their last hours, last days be more calm and peaceful by praying for them, and maybe play some chantings for them, and also wish them a happy, peaceful ending. And after the death, maybe we can also think of them and do some good meritorious activity and transfer merit to them. Uh, that is the way we can do to help them. Anyway, thank you so much for being so kind for those innocent um, animals, because they can do much like we can do so many. Richard, this was so helpful, Bante. I really appreciate your thoughtful wisdom. I live in a tough environment with a long-term chronic illness. Thank you very much. I remember when Anatha Pindika was sick, he also was actually Sotapanna person. He was sick. He was undergoing excruciating pain, and he sent a message to the Buddha, and Buddha sent Venerable Sariputta and Venerable Ananda, and I think Venerable Moggallana also went there. That time, actually, these monks were giving. Venerable Sariputta was talking about the elemental meditation. Like, look at the body, like the Pathavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, the four elements that we have in our body. And so you go analyze deep into this, and also you think of the three characteristics: impermanent, suffering, and no soul. Even the pain can change. Even the pain is not permanent. It is changing all the time. It changes the intensity. It changes the location. It changes the waves, the pain waves. You can see that. You can read it and see the pain is yours when you hold it tightly. But when you calm down, the pain is much lesser. It is difficult when you have some really, really tough, painful situations. But yeah, I know some people also work with us who study and practice the Dhamma, and they feel Dhamma meditation much more helpful for them. Yeah, I wish you all and happiness and good health, Richard. With the blessings of the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, may you be well, happy, healthy, and may you recover from your pain as soon as possible. Yes. Sud has a question. Dear Bante, in Vatthupama Sutta, Buddha talks about defilements and compares them to dice, and then he talks about faith in the Buddha and Brahma Viharas. Does that mean faith in Tripajam and then practice of Brahma Vihara suppresses and destroys defilement? Is this the correct way to understand it? Or am I thinking too much into it? Um, I think Sud, I know I have read Vattu Upama Sutta some time back. Vatha Upama, it's about the cloth, and it is the simile of the cloth. I will take a look at, and hopefully we'll use this as a Dhamma talk topic later on.
I was going to say, so you could also send an email with that sutta.
Yes, please. Yeah, I remember Vattu Upama Sutta. You can also send us an email or message us. Yeah, and anyway, so defilements, practicing, thinking of the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, having the confidence in our spiritual master teacher is also very important. When we have the confidence in the Buddha's noble Dhamma doctrine, it really helps us in going forward with our practice. And then Brahma Viharas are tremendously powerful practices, like metta for loving kindness, immeasurable, unconditional, infinite loving kindness to all sentient beings is a really, really powerful practice. Karuna, when you see someone suffers, you think of all the miserable people or other sentient beings in the world. You can send loving kindness to them. Not only human realm, animal realm, other hell realm, they suffer much more than us. We have to be compassionate to them. We have to actually sympathize them. We have to um, help them as much as we can. That is called karuna. Paradukhe satihadayang kampeti iti karuna. When you see someone suffers, your heart should be melted. You need to have that tendency to have the melting heart when you see someone suffers. Maybe if you can do something physically to help them, you should do it right away, as soon as possible, to help them. Or if you can say something nicely also to heal them, that is also very, very helpful. There are people who need our help. They need us to listen to them. They need us to say something good to them, motivate them, inspire them, bless them. We should do that. That is karuna, part of karuna. And then also there are some people in our world, they are powerful, they are stronger, they are more healthier, they are more wealthier, they are more stronger, everything better than us. And even in the other realms like Deva realm, Brahma realm, they are also much happier than us. We send loving kindness to even them. We see their happiness. We see their joy. We see their power, and we are happy. We call it a sympathetic joy, mudita. When the others are happy, you become happier. Oh, how wonderful! They have done such a good karma. They have worked so hard. That is why they are successful today. They have done good karma in the past. That is why they are enjoying their life better than me today. So you think of it and you keep your palms together and say three times sad, sad, sad. So your jealousy will be gone. That is some of the antidote that actually you need to work with your jealousy. Mudita is a really powerful thing. And then equanimity, upekka. Equanimity is something that we also need to learn over time. Over time, becoming matured in our life means you need to practice more and more mudita. That means there are many things in the world that should not disturb your inner peace. You should know how to not be disturbed by whatever happens around. This is called mudita. This is called upekka or equanimity. In many suttas, this is also mentioned as tadi. Tadi means you are not being affected by whatever happens around. That equanimity in the Arhanta monks are explained much detail in Mahanidesapali. I remember many cases are there where it is explained. Julie, dear Bante, I will be inviting elementary school teachers to come and meditate with me. What are some tips you use to help guide new meditation practitioners? I plan to show them Vipassana. So wonderful. Okay, so yeah, I think what you can do is um, talk to them about the breathing meditation. Talk to them about like when you, for example, when you drink some water. Um, yeah, just let them drink, but let them savor it. Let them be more mindful. And also when they walk, when they talk, when they work, when they think, when they are silent, when they eat, just be mindful. And also some of the things that we do, like when we light a lamp, when we have flowers, when we have incense, we talk to them about the reality. Why do we offer flowers to the Buddha? See the reality of life. The flower blooms, blossoms in the morning, and fades away in the evening. The sun rises in the morning and sets in in the evening. Everything about this, the flower, the incense, the lamp, actually shows us our own life. We are born, live here for a while, and we die away. So during this time, during this precious lifetime, we have to be good and we have to do good. This is what we need to know, what we need to see, what we need to be mindful all the time. I think that way our life can be much better and our bhavana can be much better. And you can maintain your inner peace much more stronger. All the best to you, and also thank you for helping your elementary school teachers. Wish them all the good luck. We have another um, question by Bhavani Chandra Sekhar. I remember this name. Bhavani asks, Namaste, what is the difference between renunciation and non attachment? Which is better to practice? Well, renunciation is to let go, non attachment is also part of it. Like, so I think what we do in practice, like for example, in five precepts, practicing five precepts, you are also kind of um, practicing this renunciation and non-attachment, especially when it comes to eight precepts. You do that all the time. Okay, we don't have eight precepts here. So I think we have here, right? We say Vikala Bhojana Veramani Sikkhapada Samadhi. You stop eating solid food afternoon. On full moon day, you can do that. That is kind of practicing renunciation. And food craving. Craving for food is a big thing in our life. A lot of people really love food, crazy for food. Going from one restaurant to another, practicing many more dishes on so many different styles, different locations, different occasions, different styles of food. Really enjoy the food. So, by not taking food, skipping the dinner, skipping food, any solid food afternoon can be a great practice. And then the seventh sila is Mala Gandha Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusana Athana Veramani. You, this is renunciation, not attached, non-attachment. So you are so attached to like makeup or cosmetics or like jewelry and also perfume, all those beautifications. You just can skip that once a month. Try it once a month, and that will be so good. You will also feel like, oh, I am now natural. Maybe only today I am natural. Other days I am not natural. I just camouflage myself when I go out. Just be humble, just be simple, and so much better. Like no makeup, nothing. Like the monks, you see, like they get rid of the hair, the shaving, and even the women do that. Even more challenging, I think, for them. They do it too. So by practicing that, this is also part of renunciation and non-attachment. So renouncing or letting go things can be another very powerful practice. It's also very important. Like um, attachment can be little more stronger, but renounce, like letting go, can happen. These are actually, I guess, they are the same family members, so they both should be practiced side by side. But just by doing little things, let's say like you really want to eat ice cream, you really see the ice cream on the table, and you have other food too, but ice cream is your favorite. And okay, I see that. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't eat it today, ice cream. So just try how you are fighting with your mind, how you let that go away, that desire. Like when you go for shopping, let's say you want to go buy some grocery and you see some other thing that really, really tempts you to buy, and you think, okay, it is not so essential, not so important, I let it go, I don't want to buy it, it's not so important, like just simple things like that. And then also buying too many things, you know, shopping a lot and that are not really really important to you. And also by offering others, helping others, practicing dana is a powerful way to renounce and non-attachment. When you practice generosity, these are all really wonderful. When you practice this, you get rid of your ego, you get rid of your greed, you get rid of your ill will, and also you get rid of your ignorance, and you get rid of your jealousy. You practice loving kindness. These are really important ways to keep our mind more wholesome. And renunciation in that way is very, very helpful. Practice renunciation um, once in a while. I think also as layperson, you can practice renunciation by daily practicing 5 precepts and once a month 8 precepts. You practice renunciation. 8 precept, for example, don't use high or luxurious chairs or beds. You become simple, minimalistic lifestyle. Just like a monk, just like an arahant person. You live one day, once a month. You will feel much more comfortable then. And then I think once in a while, maybe like once in 6 months, depending on you, once in a year, you go for a 10 days retreat to practice your renunciation and non-attachment. Then when you go there, you practice noble silence. You are not attached to your smartphone, which is so dearly connected to you. So you cut off that Wi-Fi connection, and then you will feel much better too. Just 10 days, noble silence practice. Um, yeah, and that will also be very helpful to consolidate your renunciation and non-attachment. Maybe if you have opportunity, ordain yourself at least temporarily. Maybe there are people like in Thailand and some countries in Asia, they ordain you for temporary um, period of time. You can do that and practice like monks, practice like nuns. That will also be, might be another advanced step. So eventually you need to get rid of all these attachments and renounce everything. Okay? Right. With that, I think we conclude today. And thank you everyone for joining us and asking many questions. Um, do you have any questions? Okay. I hope we address many issues today and really appreciate everyone for joining and welcome to again monk chat. I will be also conducting several monk chats in future. And tomorrow we have 6 p.m. meditation at the temple monastery, and on Sunday we have 1 to 4 we have a meditation. You are welcome to join us whenever you, if you are close by. Also visit us and check our online chantings, online teachings. There are many teachings online every week. You can check out Buddhist Insight, Empty Cloud Monastery, YouTube channel, social media. A lot of teachers, monks and nuns teaching from different parts of the world. Even though Ayya Soma and Bhante Sudaso are not here, everything is running smoothly, and the community here is much benefited. So with that we conclude. May you all be well, happy, healthy. May the Buddha Dhamma Sangha bless you, help you, protect you, and guide you towards the right path. By the power of the Dana Sila Bhavana practices that we all have done during our lifetime, during our whole course of samsara. May you and your family members, your loved ones, near and dear ones, everyone in your community, everyone in your country, and everyone in the world be blessed by the Noble Triple Gem. May all departed ones of all of you also receive this merit, share this merit, be well, happy, healthy, safe wherever they are. May all the sick ones, all the people who are suffering due to many reasons, including your pets, may they also be blessed by the Noble Triple Gem. May they recover from their pain. May all of us be able to live our life peacefully, comfortably, with good health. May all of us and all sentient beings, including Devas, Brahmas, be able to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana, the absolute peace and happiness at the end of our samsara. Thinking that, please keep your palms together close to your heart and say 3 times, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Sabbitiyo vivajjanto sabbaroko vinassato mate bhavatvantarayo sukhe digayuko bhava abhivadanaselis nityang vaddhapachayino chattaro dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang आयुरारोग्य संपत्ति सग्ग संपत्ति में वच अतो निब्बान संपत्ति इमिनाते समिज्जतु साधु साधु साधु. See you later. Good night, everyone.